The Nigerian military's counter-terrorism campaign has entered a new and consequential phase, underscored by recent air operations against militant groups in the northeast. In Borno State, Air Force missions have reportedly eliminated scores of fighters in a series of precision strikes, reflecting both an evolution in Nigeria's security strategy and heightened cooperation with international partners. These developments occur against a backdrop of decades of insurgency, persistent displacement, and complex regional dynamics. For more than a decade, Borno State has been at the center of Nigeria's most severe security challenges. Armed extremist groups, most notably Jama'atu Ahli Sunnah leader Awati Wal Jihad, commonly known as Boko Haram, and its splinter faction, the Islamic State West Africa Province, ISWAP, have waged a sustained insurgency since the late 2000s, causing mass deaths, widespread destruction, and displacement of millions across the Lake Chad basin. The group's activities have extended beyond Nigeria's borders into Cameroon, Chad, and Niger, drawing regional and international concern. According to military announcements, a recent coordinated air operation killed at least 40 militants in Borno State alone, marking an intensified effort by the Nigerian Air Force under a campaign characterized by intelligence-driven targeting and multi-service cooperation. This latest offensive reflects a broader strategic shift in Nigeria's counter-terrorism posture. Rather than reacting after attacks occur, security forces are increasingly using aerial platforms to disrupt insurgent infrastructure, degrade militant logistics, and eliminate high-value targets before they can execute further violence. Reconnaissance assets, signal intelligence, and ground troop coordination are now integrated into planning for airstrikes, enabling more precise engagements. In recent months, the Nigerian Air Force has expanded operations under the umbrella of Operation Hadin Kai, the military's principal counter-insurgency mission in the northeast. This has included a series of coordinated interdictions that extend beyond Borno into neighboring states and strategic corridors. For example, in November 2025, Air Forces dealt heavy blows to ISWAP elements in northern Tumbunz and other ISWAP strongholds based on real-time surveillance and intelligence feeds. Air assets simultaneously struck bandit and militant hideouts in states such as Katsina and Kwara, demonstrating broader application of aerial power beyond the traditional Boko Haram theater. The intensification of air operations builds on a string of prior accomplishments. Earlier in 2025, the Air Force executed missions that disrupted terrorist training camps in the Lake Chad region, destroyed weapons storage facilities, and prevented imminent attacks against communities in Mate and Monguno. These missions, conducted with confirmed intelligence, reduced the operational capabilities of militant cells and impeded their ability to regroup. The scale of these operations has led senior military officials to acknowledge both progress and ongoing challenges. According to recent military briefings, coordinated airstrikes and integrated ground maneuvers resulted in the neutralization of hundreds of terrorists in Borno State alone over the past year, alongside significant disruptions to supply lines, technical vehicles, and logistics hubs that sustain insurgent mobility and resilience. Such statistics underscore why air power is now central to Nigeria's counter-insurgency strategy. The Lake Chad Basin, with its islands, marshlands, and dense vegetation, offers militants natural cover that conventional land forces struggle to penetrate. Airstrikes allow the military to reach these remote enclaves with precision, striking strategic installments while reducing risks to ground troops and minimizing collateral damage where possible. The role of international cooperation adds another layer of complexity. The United States and Nigeria have deepened security collaboration, with the U.S. Africa Command delivering critical military supplies to Nigerian forces and providing intelligence sharing aimed at enhancing operational effectiveness. These deliveries, announced in early 2026, are part of a broader security partnership designed to confront extremist and criminal threats throughout Nigeria's northern and northwestern regions. This cooperation takes place within a broader geopolitical environment in which external forces, including surveillance aircraft and potential unmanned systems operations, have been observed operating over Nigerian territory, aiming to bolster situational awareness and support precision actions against entrenched militant elements. Despite these tactical gains, concerns about civilian safety persist. Independent reporting has indicated that some airstrikes, while aimed at insurgent positions, have resulted in civilian casualties, reminding observers that military operations in densely populated regions entail inherent risks and require stringent measures to protect non-combatants. Nigeria's counter-terrorism efforts are not confined to kinetic actions alone. Recent mass surrenders of Boko Haram fighters and their families to a multinational joint task force in the Lake Chad axis illustrate a merging pattern in which sustained pressure combined with opportunities for defection can weaken militant cohesion and reduce violence. Yet, while these military successes offer hope, they do not address the underlying drivers of extremism. Persistent poverty, marginalization, limited educational opportunities, and weak governance have all contributed to environments where militant recruiters find sympathetic audiences. Analysts argue that lasting peace in northeastern Nigeria will require comprehensive approaches that combine security operations with governance reforms, community resilience programs, and socio-economic development initiatives. The human cost of the insurgency remains profound. Tens of thousands of civilians have been killed, injured, or displaced since the conflict began in the early 2000s, with children orphaned and entire communities uprooted. Even in areas where military operations have reduced militant presence, residents remain cautious, remembering periods of calm that were followed by renewed violence. This long memory emphasizes the need for stability that is both sustained and supported by reconstruction, governance, and trust building between citizens and state institutions. The intensifying air campaign reflects Nigeria's ongoing commitment to degrading the operational capacities of extremist groups and restoring security to affected regions. However, air power alone will not secure lasting peace. It must be part of a broader strategy that includes improved governance, regional cooperation, and inclusive socio-economic development. Neighboring states, Chad, Niger, and Cameroon, are stakeholders in this fight as militants continue to exploit porous borders and cross-border sanctuaries. Multinational task forces have been established to coordinate regional responses, although logistical and political challenges remain. As these operations continue, the Nigerian military faces the dual challenge of sustaining momentum against entrenched militant networks while minimizing harm to civilian populations and addressing the broader conditions that enable extremism. The future of northeastern Nigeria's stability hinges not only on tactical victories, but on strategic investments in the communities most affected by years of conflict.